New updates, huge fire department updates, gun customization, a lot of bugs, and more that we can expect this month. Everything you've missed inside of this new update. And I want to start off with driving to the fire department station, where we got a pretty weird new thing actually. First of all, the bats don't work, and that's not the biggest deal, but it just doesn't work. And it was this right here, birthday Chief Bailey. I guess happy birthday, my man. Nobody has seen it, and now you get a happy birthday. So just drop a happy birthday for Bailey, man. I think he deserves it. I don't know who he is, but I guess. Now I want to move on to some other cool stuff, including the fact that we will now be getting fixed house robberies, because everybody has been screaming for it. It didn't work and it still hasn't been fixed. It seems like they have finally seen it. Johnny G will be looking into it and there will be coming a new fix for it. So don't be screaming anymore, it will be fixed. Now I want to move on to the next thing, and for this we have to drive to the gun store. You guys know that we also got a gun store in Springfield, but still, this one right here already says enough. Because this doesn't look insane. We got some weapon safes and some guns laying around, but if you look right here, we can see some differences. Because if we look at these two, we can see that yes, you guys are gonna hear me say it, we will be getting gun customization. Because these two right here, and just all of these, look pretty similar, but they're not completely the same. Which means that either we will be getting a new gun, or we will be talking about gun customization, where you can now put on another sniper, for example. You can change the back of this right here, and a lot more customizable options. But also a yellow Glock right here. This is something that we haven't seen before. But yes, towards the future, we will be getting some cool stuff. You can see it right here. We got a magazine for it, but we haven't gotten the gun for it. This proves that for the next update we could actually be getting gun customization, and I think a lot of people are hyped for this. Now I want to talk about this. I think ERLC is coming back to its not really prime, but they're leaning towards some more cool stuff, and they're finally reading the new suggestions, because Roundabout has been suggested for such a long time, and finally they have added it. Now if you guys haven't noticed it already, it's not on the map, and it still hasn't been added on the map. So weird enough, they just said, you know what, we gotta put it out real quick, so you know what, let's just forget it. And you can also see that on the fact that the lines are pretty weird and not the same color, which I kinda do not like. It looks very unprofessional, but I mean, it's still understandable. I don't know if this is normal in America, but normally you have some shark teeth. That's what they call them in Belgium. I'm gonna get laughed out for this because I do not know how to explain this. Now another thing, if in case you haven't noticed it, we got a grass right here. This is also seems that another thing they have been added this pretty recently, and they haven't really looked over everything, but I guess it's fine for me. It's just the fact that they now finally shown us that they can add weekly or bi-weekly updates, and that's exactly what we wanted. Now before we're gonna talk about what we will be getting in the next update, I want to drive to the gun store, because there's also some cool stuff right there. Or actually not cool, it's just pretty weird actually. Now I will not be repeating everything that has been added, but just a small tip, we will be getting something new right here, because yes, the civilian spawn has been moved, and I guess this seems that they will be making place for something else. It cannot be the reason, oh yeah, the civilian spawn sucks right there, so you know what, we just moved it. No, there has to be a bigger reason behind it, because let's be honest, this is not an ideal civilian spawn in my opinion. We got it next to a fire department, and then they just decided, you know what, let's just add it right here. I feel like that would be pretty weird, but still, I could be completely wrong. But this is the newly added building, and this was everybody was already hyped about, and what a lot of people already knew was kind of coming. Now for those of you wondering, you do not need to walk up here. You should not walk up here, but you should walk right here, and this is where you can shop the weapons. It's a lot different than in the other gun store, but just in case you're wondering, this is glitched, I cannot enter it. What? So now you know. Now we got some more weapon safes. I really don't know what this has to mean, but this is definitely something that has to do with this. Johnny G has said this right here. Sean, please take new fire trucks into consideration. And he answers, who says we haven't? So we got one thing confirmed, which is some new fire trucks are coming inside of the game. Absolutely insane, and I think this is what we kinda asked for. But what I actually was gonna talk about is that somebody said, I have a feeling PRC is going to add the feature of using guns out the car window since the thumbnail. If you haven't seen already, this is it right here. We have a few stuff that you can see right here, including, I guess, guess a GPS tracker. It's what some people have been suggesting. I don't know what that is right there, but I'm not even gonna talk about that because this is the main part. Towards the future, we will be seeing something like this, where you can now shoot out the window as a criminal, and I think this is absolutely insane. This just brings another level of realism, and I absolutely like it. And Shawnee G, with this emoji, he already says enough. We will be getting this. Now, some people are still wondering, are we going to get multi-parts update? We are sadly not, because I feel like maybe we could be getting it. It was pretty logic that we would, but it's not for this year. But I still feel like if they do their best at the end of August, we could be seeing something big. And it's just the fact that they finally showed that they can do this. They can do this all year around. Just some small updates, not too big ones. Just like the Roundabout, the new police department fences, a new fire department interior. Just all these small things will add up to something big that we do not have to wait for that long. And I don't know what the reason was behind this year's kind of setback, but they can definitely change the mindset and just show us that they can be like the old ERLC. And I hope this gets the hate in the ERLC community a little bit lower. And I feel like the commentary on this update is actually pretty good. Why may this be? Because Shawnee G is back. I got to say it, we got to glaze him, but yes, he has been looking into the suggestions, and the Roundabout, a lot of other stuff has been suggested and has been added. So I guess these suggestion channels are going to get a little bit more into use, even though we had to like beg for it to get into use, but they are gonna use it, okay? But that's not it, because we still have some small bugs, including the fact that if you have a 4GT, and I do not have it, okay guys, I do not have it, I'm too broke, but if you do it, then go ahead, join ERLC real quick, do this with me, because if you get out of the passenger seat, you will get a smaller character. This is pretty weird. I haven't really noticed it, but some people have been saying that it is correct. So you need to try this yourself and see if this is true. Please let me know in the comments. I'm actually pretty curious. But this could be because yes, the character needs to be smaller, otherwise you cannot fit this thing inside of that car. And I probably have forgotten that a passenger seat also exists. No, it's not the biggest deal, I know. But a big deal is the seats are broken in the medical bus. Whoa, I cannot play the medical bus. It's absolutely insane. But it's whatever. I mean, yes, they have to fix this. And the lights of the back of the gun store can be seen, which I didn't even notice myself, but I guess it is. But I gotta drive back to Springfield one more time. If you get inside of the gun store and you walk to here, you can now start the barber shop while you're in the gun store. I think this is pretty weird and they probably haven't noticed it. But I mean, you can now become a barber inside of the gun store. Pretty cool. You can also shop the weapons, which is not the biggest deal, of course, but still, it's pretty funny to see that you can now just hear the gunshots when you're shooting inside of the barber store. Imagine just sitting there, just getting a new car, and just every 5 seconds you just hear pop, 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 pop. I mean, I cannot imagine it myself, but this is America, I guess. This is ERLC. Another thing that hasn't been fixed yet is the ELS. It's still reversed. As you guys can see right there, the red is right there, and this is not how it should be, because now for all the customized ELS, it looks very weird. And it has been noted, so this will also be fixed. No worries, guys. Now, what can we expect towards the future? We know that this is just a small update, and a bigger one will be coming. And it has been teased a lot and many times, so I feel like this August update, if we can call it like that, will be pretty big. What will it include? A huge fire department overall. That's the main part, but also I feel like if we were correct, the gun customization could be coming, maybe some more map changes, and a server increase or a map expansion would always be possible. It really depends on what people have asked in the suggestion channel. No worries on that, because I will be making a video pretty soon, and so we can get a clear image of what will be added in this huge update, what they at least call it. So in case I still have missed anything, please let me know in the comments, because maybe I'll react to your comment. Now that's it for today. Make sure you drop that like button. If you're unsubscribed already, make sure you do, because yes, I will try to be the first one to make a video about every single new teaser. That's it for today. I'll see you all in the next video.